Give us a yell when you're live. Sure.
Might as well get a level while we're waiting.
Yeah, sure. Mark Bailey, Minister for Transport Main Roads, here with Minister for the Environment Megan Scanlon and Graham Newton, CEO of Cross River Rail Delivery Authority.
Wonderful. Okay. When you're ready.
Yeah. Look, great to be here at Pimpama on a Monday morning with Megan Scanlon, Minister for the Environment and Member for Gavin, and also Graham Newton, CEO of Cross River Rail Delivery Authority. What's really exciting for these growing Gold Coast communities is the access to the Cross River Rail project. I'm right here where we're releasing some designs for the new Pimpama train station, which will mean once it's built, people in this growing area, one of the fastest growing areas in the whole country, let alone Queensland, will have access to our rail system. And of course, with Cross River Rail, people from this area that are travelling into the Brisbane CBD will see improvements in travel times of more than 10 minutes because they'll be able to go straight into the new Albert Street station, directly into the heart of the city for the very first time, but also be able to access the rail line to the south to the Gold Coast, as well as all the destinations north. This is part of 3 new Gold Coast stations under the Cross River Rail project, and what we're asking for people is their feedback on the design until August the 7th, and we'll be releasing designs later in the year for the other 2 new stations at Merrimack and also at Helensvale North, so including those communities in this as well. I'll just say a couple of quick comments too about the light rail stage 4 on the Gold Coast. We've released a fantastic fly-through animation of what it might look like down there south of Burleigh heading towards the airport. This is a very, light rail's been an incredible success story on the Gold Coast. We've had more than 53 million trips. We'll see stage 3 start soon. You hear the train go by me right now, and light rail is a tremendous success story, and this is a bit of a visual look at what it would look like in that section south of Burleigh. We're asking people to give us their feedback until September 17th, so we've got lots of consultations starting today for that light rail, early planning going on south of Burleigh. Urge everybody to have a look and give us their feedback. Megan.
Thank you very much. Well, great to be here on the Northern Gold Coast today to talk about the Pimpama train station. Of course, this was a commitment that we made during the election to build 3 new train stations as part of the Cross River Rail package. Brisbane's underground provides a huge opportunity for the Gold Coast in terms of faster travel time, and that's what this project will create for Gold Coast. Is it will mean easier access to public transport. Of course, we're delivering a huge amount of infrastructure across the Gold Coast. It's not just these Cross River Rail 3 new train stations. We're delivering the light rail extension, we're delivering the Coomera Connector M1 upgrades, as well as doing that important planning work on those east-west corridors to connect all of the Gold Coast, to really make sure that we have an integrated public transport system that gets cars off the road and people onto public transport. So it's great to see this moving along. I encourage all residents on the Northern Gold Coast to have a look at these designs and provide your input. That local community input is really important to make sure that we get everything right, and I know the team have already had some really helpful feedback around additional spaces for car parking as well as some road upgrades. So there's a lot of work happening on the Gold Coast, and it's creating jobs during a time we know is critical after the pandemic. So thank you very much. Oh, great.
Hi, Graham Newton's my name. I'm CEO of the Cross River Rail Delivery Authority. Across southeast Queensland, there's already 14 construction sites underway, everywhere from Ipswich through to Shorncliffe, of course in the middle of the CBD, and by the end of this year we will see construction commence on early works at this very site. This is one of the 3 stations that will be built on the Gold Coast in the lead up to the opening of Cross River Rail in 2025, and what we will see is a station built here consistent with the emerging new designs that Queensland Rail has on its network. The first early works that will start here will involve earthworks, roadworks and some drainage works, which will ultimately then lead to the station construction. Here, a big bit of the feedback was in relation to parking. In the first stage, there'll be over a couple of hundred car parks available, but there's 3 stages of parking that are being considered, with the ultimate level of parking of over 500 car parks. So it's a good result for the people of this area and the ability for them to be able to get good access to the rail and be able to catch the train into the middle of the CBD rather than having to get onto the motorway. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Graham. Any questions?
Can you take us through some of the design features of the station here and when it will be built?
Yeah, look, so what we'll see is some early work start later this year for access into the site to allow that. We'll see a fully accessible station. So, you know, if you've got a pram or if you've got a disability, a senior citizen, very easy to get on and off with lifts on all the platforms and easy access to the station. And it'll have all the mod cons that you'll see on any latest train station as well. And there's about 250 car parks to start off with, so people who don't live within walking distance, of course, maybe a couple of kilometres away, be able to park and take the train in the morning.
When it comes to stage 4 of the light rail, we're seeing money spent on expensive fly-throughs and things like that now. Is it pretty much set in concrete? Is this what it's going to be?
Well, what we know is that stage 4, we've done the multimodal study that looks at every kind of mode and looked at a whole range of different routes, done independently. It's shown that the Gold Coast Highway is the logical place to extend the light rail. It's where it would be most used. It connects directly to the airport, and so the route is certainly decided upon, but we do want people's feedback on a whole lot of different aspects to it. Where the stations should go, how we should design it, all those sorts of things. We're in very early preparation and planning, and we're very keen for the community's feedback. We know some people have got different views either way. That's okay. We want to hear the views from everybody.
There's a few new groups that have started up on the stage 4 light rail, wanting it to move away from the Gold Coast Highway. Are they sort of, is it banging their head against a brick wall now? Is there any chance that the route will change from the Gold Coast Highway, or are we now just looking at nitty-gritty of exactly where those stations will go along the Gold Coast Highway?
Yeah, look, I think people have got to consider the whole southern Gold Coast transport, logistics here. What we need down there is we need heavy rail, light rail, the M1s all working together. We can't afford to lose any part of that because we're going to see more population growth. So, what we've got to do is make sure that all the different modes of transport are working together so people can move around easily. We've done the independent report about the route. The route is set, but how we do that, there's lots of different ways we can do that. We want the community's input there. But, the thing is, if you put the light rail on the heavy rail corridor, firstly, it's not where most people will want to use it. But secondly, it wipes out heavy rail connecting to the airport permanently. That's not what we need on the southern Gold Coast. We need that heavy rail connection in the future because it's a huge workforce there and growing. The passenger load there as well, and of course the local residents around that precinct need heavy rail, light rail as well as the M1.
How much is this project tied to the 2032 Games?
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
How much of the stage 4 is sort of tied to South East Queensland getting the Olympics?
Oh, look, I think it's early stages at this point. We're going to make sure we get the Olympics first, and we're all geared up for July 21. It'd be very exciting if we can achieve it. It means a decade of infrastructure for our state, and that means jobs and prosperity for Queenslanders. The Premier's been a fantastic leader on this, and we look forward to that. There'll be a process working with the Commonwealth in terms of infrastructure and funding. It'll be 10 years of planning, of building, and all those sorts of things. So, in terms of the final venues, and I know there's additional sports that need to be decided upon. It's a bit more work to be done. But with or without the Olympics, there is no doubt that the southern Gold Coast needs more public transport infrastructure, no doubt about it, because people are going to keep moving to Queensland. We're getting 88% of the net migration for the whole country of people moving to Queensland in the next couple of years, and the Gold Coast, of course, is one of the most popular destinations. So we can't stop that, but what we can do is manage the infrastructure so that people can move around well.
Can you give us an idea of the timeline for stage 4? Obviously you're doing some community consultation now. So what happens beyond that? It's obviously not funded yet.
Look, it is early stages at the moment, so I know there's a diversity of point of view. I know there's a lot of people who support the light rail going down the Gold Coast Highway who are a little quieter about it because there's been some very vocal opponents to it. But I urge everybody with whatever their point of view to have their say. It has been an incredible success story on the Gold Coast so far, and I expect that when we get to a stage 4 funding situation, there's a number of years off yet, to be quite frank. Stage 3 will take 3.5 years to build. So as we build stage 3 from Broadbeach to Burleigh, the planning process sort of will continue to get all the different elements of stage 4 right south of Burleigh.
When would you hope to start stage 4? Would it start as soon as you finish stage 3, or don't know yet?
Well, look, that would be the ideal situation, but there's a whole lot of funding and issues around that. We would have to get agreements with the Commonwealth and the Council. The Council have been very supportive of light rail, and I thank them for that. But look, that's a fair way off yet. We've got consultation underway over the next couple of months in terms of stage 4. There'll be further consultation early next year about that final area around Coolangatta and the airport. So there's a fair bit of planning and prep work to do. You've got to get that right, do it well, do it thoroughly, do it once, and that's what we're doing.
I know we touched on that before. I'm sure you'll get loads of feedback from Palm Beach residents unhappy about it going through the main area there. Are they wasting their time by continuing to oppose it? Is the route definitely going to go along the coast highway?
Yeah, look, we're keen for the feedback from everybody, from all different perspectives, but we do know that this is the best route. How we do that? If people have got ideas and feedback, we absolutely want to hear their feedback. And likewise, if you support light rail through Palm Beach and other points, let us know, because there's certainly a lot of publicity around one particular point of view, but we do know that in the last election, Michael Hart was vehemently against light rail down the Gold Coast Highway, and he had massive swings against him in all 3 Palm Beach booths. 8% swing in all of those booths against him. He lost all of them for the first time in many elections. So, when you look at what's happening on the ground, it's not always exactly the same as some people make out. All good? Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.